What's up, everyone? My name is Sivanayar. Welcome back to another episode of the Let's Talk Show. Season 1, Episode 4 airs today. And once again, I'm Sivanayar. Thank you for joining me. Today, I have a large slate with many things covering mostly the NBA, the NFL I'll get into, and much more. So without further ado, Season 1, Episode 3 of the Let's Talk Show begins now. Okay, first let's get into the Western Conference in the NBA. Right now, the Western Conference, like I said in previous episodes, every single team is pretty neck and neck with each other, except for Oklahoma City, which has a 13-game lead over the number 2 seed, the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers, in their game versus the Celtics on Saturday night, suffered a LeBron James injury. LeBron James, I believe, injured his groin and is going to be out 1 to 2 weeks. This is going to be less intense than his 2018 groin injury, which caused him to miss 17 games. Does this help the Lakers, or does this cause them to set back? It definitely helps the Lakers. First of all, Luka, he's only been on the team for a month. He still has to get acclimated to the roster, the certain playing environment, stuff like that. You take LeBron out of the lineup, you give Luka primarily the ball. That's going to determine how Luka fits with this offense, not only in the playoffs, but also in the next 10 years. Because once again, the Lakers, they didn't just make this trade to give LeBron another ring or to win another championship with LeBron. They made this trade for the long-term future. And Luka, he has to fit well with these pieces individually by himself, because LeBron James, he's not going to be here for another 5-10 years. He's only has probably 2-3 more years left. So Luka, this is going to give Luka an opportunity to not only get acclimated with this offense, but also get back to that Luka, the last year playoff Luka Doncic, the Luka Doncic who was able to destroy the Minnesota Timberwolves, destroy the Oklahoma City Thunder, destroy the Clippers, and put up a fight against Boston. The Luka Doncic, who's arguably the second most or the most dangerous offensive player in the league. It's either him, Jokic, or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So when I look at this injury, this is going to give time for, number one, Luka to get acclimated, and number two, if we look on the Lakers and LeBron side of things, LeBron, he's been playing mostly every single game this season. He's sat out a few times. He sat out a few back-to-backs. And if you look at the Lakers schedule, they have to play 5 games in the next 7 days. Right now, that was banned. That kind of schedule, the kind of game, the games being so close to each other, was banned by Adam Silver a few years ago, but due to the LA wildfires, they had to reschedule a lot of these games. So 5 games in 7 days is a lot of games. And I mean, Luka and LeBron playing all 5 of those games in that short time period is a lot to ask for. And LeBron, now he can get some rest. He's only going to be out 1 to 3 weeks. So the playoffs start in a month. He'll be fine by the playoffs. The Lakers, they can maintain that 2-3 seed. I don't think they have to worry about Denver, because if we look at Denver, they lost Aaron Gordon to a calf injury. He suffered the calf injury 2 more times earlier this year, which caused him to miss 3 weeks. So I'm going to expect Gordon to miss 3 to 4 weeks. So Denver lost basically their third, fourth piece, their key piece in their roster. If you look at the Western Conference right now, I still have LA getting the 2 or 3 seed. Denver is going to either get that 2 or 3 seed. It's either going to be LA or Denver neck and neck. And then you look at Memphis. Memphis, they can definitely make a strong run. If you get Jaren Jackson Jr. back, John Moran keeps playing at a high level, then Memphis has not been talked about this year by the national media, but I think they deserve some recognition. And then you look at Houston. Their main flaw is that they're too young. They have utterly no playoff experience, except for their coach Ime Udoka, who made it to the championship with the Boston Celtics in 2022. I said this on last week's episode, I believe the Lakers are going to come out of the Western Conference no matter what. Oklahoma City is definitely their biggest threat. They have to get the 2 seed because they have to avoid Oklahoma City till the Western Conference Finals. And if they play Oklahoma City in the Western Conference Finals, it's going to be a 6-7 game series, because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the young Oklahoma City Thunder, they're going to put up a fight against the Lakers. But I just have too much belief in Luka Doncic, LeBron James. Each individually have basically had and performed so well in the playoffs. Luka, he's basically never had a playoff performance that was pretty bad. LeBron James, we know what he can do in the playoffs. He's made it to 10 NBA finals. He's basically never lost a game 7. His game 7 record in his career is the best game 7 record by any player in the NBA or by any superstar in NBA history. So I have no doubt when it comes to those two guys. You look at JJ Redick. JJ Redick, he can be coach of the year, either between him and JB Bickerstaff in Detroit. He's been doing a really good job, respectfully, there. But JJ Redick, he came in to this roster, this team, in a year, and he basically transformed the whole thing. You also have to give credit to Rob Pelinka for orchestrating the Luka Doncic trade, even though technically Nico Harrison approached him. But I'm not going to talk about that because I don't want to. But anyways, Luka Doncic and LeBron James. But Luka Doncic and LeBron James, I trust them. You look at JJ Redick, I trust him. You look at Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes, he's been one of the most underrated centers this season. Jackson Hayes. He's been one of the most underrated centers this season. He's played his role in Los Angeles great. Hopefully, he can recover from his injury in a speedy time. Same for Rui Hachimura. I look at their depth. Gabe Vincent basically won them the game against I forget who it was a few days ago. I believe it was maybe Minnesota or someone. Yeah, I think Gabe Vincent won them the game on that end. I forget who that was. Maybe it was Dallas or someone. But anyways, Gabe Vincent can win you games. You look at Austin Reeves, who's a certified third scorer. Dalton Knecht can score the ball. And many other guys on that roster can too. Jared Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura. I can keep going on and on and on. And then if you look at the other teams who are going to compete with LA, they can beat Denver. They can beat Memphis because they have a lack of shooting, besides Desmond Bane, basically. And I like the rookie. The rookie's very good. And Houston is just too young. I heard on First Take the other day, Shannon Sharp, he was talking, he's a big Lakers fan and stuff like that. He was talking about how the Lakers can be any team. I believe the same thing there. And I'm going to pull a Shannon Sharp here. SGA, PGA, USA, Lakers in 5. No, I believe that the Lakers, they can beat Denver and OKC, but I think they'll beat them in 7. Because both of them, respectfully, are just too good of a team individually. And so I think the Lakers are going to come out the West either way. One more thing I want to address surrounding the Los Angeles Lakers. The other night, Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James got into a verbal altercation during a timeout in the third quarter of the Lakers game. And what do I have to say about this? Apparently, LeBron confronted Stephen A. because of Bronny, his son. He just basically told Stephen A. to just stop talking about his son and just to not say anything negative, I guess, about his son. That's what I inferred from their conversation. I heard Stephen A. Smith talk about it. So that's basically what he was inferring to and what he was told. My problem is that Stephen A. Smith did nothing wrong. If you look at any NBA analyst, they've been saying the same thing about Bronny. Bronny probably would not have made it to the NBA if LeBron James was not his father. I mean, LeBron, first of all, if you look at Bronny, when he was in high school, some people believed that he did not deserve that McDonald's All-American. And most non-McDonald's All-Americans do not make it to the NBA or have little chance to. Then in college, he suffered that cardiac arrest. He was averaging, I believe, like 2 points per game or something in college, something like that. He played 1 year at USC, and then he, went to the 2024 draft, and he got picked by the Lakers. Such a coincidence. But I believe that Bronny does not deserve to be in the NBA. He's probably like a great person and stuff like that. I believe that he's a great person. From everything that it sounds like, he's a very great person. But the truth and the fact of the matter is, if LeBron James was not your father, you would not be in the NBA. So I'm going to defend Stephen A. Smith. I'm not saying that Bronny's a bad basketball player. Maybe give him another year in college, he can develop, and then make it to the NBA as a late second rounder. But Stephen A. Smith, I think LeBron was targeting Stephen A. Smith maybe because he just doesn't like Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith, and this goes with a lot of successful people. Stephen A. Smith's arguably the most successful basketball sports analyst in analysis history. He just got $100 million contract with ESPN a few days ago. People say that he might run for president in 2028. He's doing so many things. He started in a soap opera show. He's getting paid a bunch, a good ton of money. He appears basically everywhere. He can talk about sports. He can be in a soap opera. He can talk about politics. He can talk about whatever. He can basically do anything, basically. And I think when people become that successful, they also get a lot of hate. And LeBron's not the only person hating on Stephen A. There's a lot of other NBA players, just a lot of other people in the sports world, or maybe even in the political world, just the world in general. Stephen A. Smith, he's one of the most talented people, I think, in the realm of news, not only sports news, but also political sports news. And I think that's another reason why he's getting much of hate. But Stephen A. Smith, in that situation with LeBron, he did nothing wrong. Because if LeBron said that to Stephen A., talking about his son, LeBron should say that to every single sports analyst out there, probably including me. LeBron, say something to me. Because we all agree, I think there's a consensus that Bronny, if LeBron was not your father, you would not be in the NBA. And no disrespect to Bronny James. No disrespect to him. Okay, let's get into the NFL really quickly. So, NFL free agency is currently going on. We had some huge moves over the weekend, today, yesterday, stuff like that. So, earlier, Justin Fields, he signed a 2-year contract with the Jets. Sam Darnold signed a 3-year contract with the Seahawks. Metcalf got traded to the Steelers. Geno Smith got traded to the Raiders. Many other moves. And Devontae Adams, he signed with the Rams. What's the biggest move for quarterback and wide receiver that a team made? So for quarterback, I'm going to have to say the Jets getting Justin Fields, because if you look at Justin Fields in his career, I don't think the Bears utilized him well. The Bears had a really, really rocky tenure when Justin Fields was there. And if you look at the Steelers, he didn't even really play as a Steeler. So look at the Jets. You got a new coach in Aaron Glenn. You got new people around you. I think you got a new GM too. You have a whole new team basically, except for your defense. You got Justin Fields for 2 years. This is smart by the Jets because Justin Fields, he needs to prove himself still. So 2 years is a good time. If Justin Fields has not proven himself in those 2 years, waive him, get him out of there, find another quarterback. I like what the Jets are doing. They're doing much better than their partner, the Giants. Not even their partner, their co-stadium share, the New York Giants. The Giants, they're a complete mess. The only bright spot you have is Malik Neighbors, and I don't know, you might get Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. That is sad for the New York Giants. The Jets are much better, though. We'll see what they can do. That's the biggest move from a quarterback standpoint. From a wide receiver standpoint is Devontae Smith. I like the DK Metcalf trade, but I just don't have confidence in the Steelers quarterback situation, and I don't have confidence in George Pickens as a number 2 option. I do have confidence in DK Metcalf. But let's go to the Los Angeles Rams. Matthew Stafford, top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Pair that with Puka Nacua, top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. Same for Devontae Adams. Your offense is legit. Kyron Williams, he's a stud. He's a running back stud. Your defense is good. Sean McVay is a top coach. If you look at the Eagles' playoff run, their hardest, most challenging opponent was the Los Angeles Rams. The Los Angeles Rams gave them the most difficulty in the playoffs. I mean, if you look at, they breezed past the Packers, basically. Same for the Commanders and the Chiefs. But the Rams almost won that game. If you didn't have a few missed calls, if the Rams didn't make a few penalty mistakes on the offensive line standpoint, Nacua, he came up big towards the end. If they were just able to, tidy a few things up there, they would have won that football game. And the Rams, they were a good team last year. They're going to be an even better team next year. They're going to be a top 3 team. I think if I look at the NFC right now, Philadelphia, Washington, Los Angeles and Washington just acquired Lermy Tunsil, the offensive lineman from the Houston Texans. He's legit too, one of the top offensive linemen in the game. So good for Washington. They improved their defense. They improved their offense. They also got Deebo Samuel. Washington making moves. Green Bay is also there, but Green Bay needs to do some more things. I still don't trust them. So Philadelphia, Washington, Los Angeles Rams. Those are the most notable moves. We'll see what Aaron Rodgers does. But right now, Justin Fields to the Jets, great move for the Jets. And Devontae Adams to the Rams, great move for the Rams. I think they're going to let go of Cooper Kupp or find a trade partner for him. So once again, thank you again for listening to the Let's Talk Show Season 1, Episode 3. Follow me on my Instagram page, Sivanire Instagram, or the Let's Talk Show pod. Same for YouTube and X. Thank you again for listening to Season 1, Episode 3, available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere you stream podcasts. Once again, I'm Sivanire. Bye-bye.